I just want to talk very fast here because I'm so paranoid that they're going to pull the plug on us here in the Rose Garden.
Welcome to today's cable news craziness, where we take a look at some of the craziness that takes place on cable news. Today, CNN's Anderson Cooper. He doesn't like the otherization of people, calling people unpatriotic and implying that you are not fully bought in to the American democratic experience. If you question it in any way, shape, or form, you are doing the same thing that led to genocide all over the planet, and Anderson Cooper just cannot let that slide. No, sir, he will not put up with that kind of behavior. He just won't do it. Roll it.
You know, part of it, I think, just based on what you were just saying, it comes to mind, the idea of otherizing people is something I think we saw a lot of over the last 4 years. I mean, it's something we've seen a lot over the last decades, but it's so easy to otherize people, to make people other than American, other than patriotic, other than human, you know, and we've seen it in Bosnia, we've seen it in Rwanda, where radio was telling people, Hutus were telling the radio listeners that Tutsi were cockroaches, getting them ginned up for genocide. And you see it in these videos where people who claim they are patriots are in the face of a police officer calling him, as we're seeing it right there, and gouging out the eye of one, squeezing one suffocating one in a doorway.
Now, if this seems weird coming to you from Anderson Cooper, there's a good reason for that. Anderson Cooper works for CNN, and Anderson Cooper and his colleagues spent many, many, many years talking about how American elections were not legitimate. He talked about how American elections were rigged. He talked about how American elections might have been hacked. Now, they were just asking questions, of course, and supporting investigations into such things that bore no fruit. He was just supporting individuals who would come on his very program and say that they knew that things had happened, and that information would soon be available to the public, and it was all untrue. And Anderson Cooper got on there, on CNN, and said regularly that the President of the United States may not have been elected legitimately, and we need to look into that and make sure that even after the electoral votes were certified, that maybe it still wasn't legitimate. We've seen this over and over again. And he claimed he was just doing that because he was a patriot, implying, of course, that the people that thought Anderson Cooper maybe was going too far might not be patriots. And they suggested that there were traitors involved. Yes, traitors to the country. And I'm not talking about the people that went into the Capitol on January 6th. I'm just talking about people like me. People conservatives in general who maybe stood up and said this is the wrong thing for us to be doing. Maybe we shouldn't have Nancy Pelosi running around saying the election was hijacked. That was completely fine at the time because that right there was patriotic. When people started questioning the 2020 election, well, then that was a step too far. See, that was unpatriotic to question. Now, if this sounds crazy and makes absolutely no sense and seems wildly phony from Anderson Cooper, you're right. The things he's upset about are the things he was doing. He is projecting here, and it's crazy. And the implication here is that if you question the 2020 election, you're otherizing people. This is the same guy in the same network that refers to every person who disagrees with them, who might be center right or to the right, as far right, in a way to marginalize and otherize those individuals. Every single thing these people say that they have a problem with is something they have either done or are in the process of doing. Anyone that is not on board with this impeachment somehow hates America, doesn't believe in the Constitution, doesn't believe in democracy or a representative republic. They, in fact, hate those things. And they should never be forgiven. And they should wear that mark forever. This is what they say on this very channel where this man is telling you that kind of behavior is wrong. And he does it too. That's the amazing thing about it. These people have no self-awareness. They think they can say things and no one's ever going to question them. You know why? Because they say these things and no one ever questions them. That's why this cable news craziness is so ridiculous. That's why these individuals are such easy targets for people that have memories. But it doesn't matter. They memory hold the whole thing and pretend it never happened and just move on. As soon as Joe Biden was elected president of the United States, they forgot about all the things they had said for the last 4+ years. They decided it didn't matter anymore that Trump had stole the election, so they just forgot they talked about it all the time. And now they're telling us anyone that would question an election is somehow a monster, even though they were doing it into 2017, 2018, 2019, and into 2020. But that was fine. That was okay. That's completely acceptable because, of course, they're not monsters. The people they disagree with are monsters, but don't otherize people because that's wrong. If you don't see that, I can't help you. If you do see it, you know that's cable news craziness. We bring you cable news craziness every single day right here. All you have to do is like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, and come on back tomorrow. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here from my friends at Lean Kitchen Company. I love these guys. They give me a bunch of meals every single week for a very little amount of money. They are good meals and they are good for you. I'm a busy guy, radio, TV. I'm a professional wrestler, father of the year, and an okay husband. But I'm very busy. That's the point. LeanKitchenCo.com. Go check out that website, and you too can get your meals taken care of for a great price, and it's all very good for you. LeanKitchenCo.com. Check it out today.